Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and Apple released a new AirPods update today, bringing them to version 5E135. The AirPods update 5E135 is available for AirPods 2, AirPods 3, AirPods Pro, AirPods Pro 2, and AirPods Max. Along with this, Apple also released a Beats update for Beats Fit Pro as well as Powerbeats Pro, bringing them to version 5B66. So if you're wanting to update this, I'll show you how to check the version, how to install the update, and we'll talk about what's new. However, if you don't have an Apple device nearby, Apple previously, with the previous update, said you could set up an appointment at an Apple store or with an Apple authorized service provider to update your firmware. Let me show you how to check that, and then we'll get these updated if they're not already. So if we pick up the AirPods Pro, we'll just connect them, open it up here, give it a second to connect, go into Settings. Within Settings, it should show up. If it doesn't, you can go into Bluetooth and check there, but go into the Settings, scroll to the bottom, and you'll see the current firmware version. If you go into that, you'll see the different case firmware version as well, and this one is already updated to 5E135. You can check it the exact same way on all the devices here, so they're all updated already. We'll give it a second, connect the AirPods Pro 2. Again, go into them, and again, you'll see that it's updated. Now, if you want to update these yourself, sometimes they'll just update on their own sitting next to your device. Typically, if they're charged over 50% with the case and the AirPods, they'll update on their own. You'll see this is drained down as I've been using them and testing them, but you can set them nearby after they're connected, and then just close it and walk away if they're over 50% state of charge. These updated without being plugged in. However, if they're not, go ahead and plug them in, open them up, and do the same thing. Just connect them. There is no official way to do this, but that seems to work pretty well. If it's not working, some things I've actually done is, once we go into our phone here, what I'll do is connect one, listen to some music for about 30 seconds, then close them, and hopefully they'll update. Usually within 15 minutes or so, they'll update. However, if you have a Mac, the fastest way to update them is typically just plug it into a Mac using Lightning, and then they'll charge and update at the same time pretty quickly. Again, usually within about 15 minutes. Now, as far as what's new, I've tested a few different things, checked some places online, see what you had to say as well. And if we connect these, I've tested them out. There's no crackling or anything like that. You'll see they connect pretty quickly. However, initially I had some issues. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm on iOS 16.5 Beta 4, but connection was a little spotty at first. Now it's fine. I restarted the devices, so I think it was on the iPhone side, not the AirPod side. There's no crackling, there's no odd disconnect so far, and it stops and resumes quickly. So if I put these in my ear here, I'll do that quickly, and go ahead and maybe play some music. I'll just turn it way down. We'll play some music. Now it's playing. I'll take one out of my ear. It pauses immediately. If I put one back in, it resumes right away. So that seems to be working very quickly on the AirPods Pro 2. I also noticed the same behavior on the Pro 1. So no issues there. Switching between devices is quick as well. So again, if I maybe connect them to my Mac here, now if I switch back to my iPhone from my Mac, typically it connects pretty quickly, but I have noticed it's a little bit spotty going from the Mac to my iPhone. So immediately it just switched over when I hit play, but sometimes it seems to be a little bit spotty as I've been testing this. However, it does sound pretty good as far as the sound quality, no issues there. In fact, it may have a little bit more pronounced bass when I've been testing it out. I have seen other people say that they noticed it sounds much better on the AirPods Pro 2. I wouldn't say that it's actually much better, but I did notice a slight change there. I also didn't notice any difference with transparency. I can hear fine with them, through them, no problem switching between modes or anything else. As far as widgets, they seem to be working properly with the battery, so you'll see 100% there. If I put them back in the case, it populates, so let's go ahead and do that. If we put them back here, you'll see it splits them up like that, and then they disappear. If I put them in the case, open it back up like this, there we go. Sometimes the case doesn't show up for me, even though it's updated. Prior to this is the first time it didn't show up, so I just wanted to show it in real time, but it was working fine until just now. So it seems that it's still a little buggy. That could be firmware on iOS betas, but either way, it seems to be about the same as before, maybe a little worse with switching quickly. But they did seem to fix a few issues according to Apple, and let's take a look at their notes. So if we go to the notes here, you can see here they don't give much information. It just says bug fixes and other improvements on the latest firmware versions. So you can see the AirPods first generation compared to the other ones that were updated, and just like the previous update, it says bug fixes and other improvements. They really need to update this a little bit better, give us more transparency as to what they're updating, what specific bug fixes, as it would help to know if we should test for connectivity issues or something else. As far as future updates, one of my biggest wish lists for this particular device and AirPods in general is actually to do with the update process itself. I'd like some more transparency along with just a simple button to actually update it, along with better explanations of what actually changed. Once they do that, I think it would be a much better experience. Don't just tell us there's bug fixes, we already assume that. Tell us what they specifically fixed. So that would be great in the future. Hopefully they listen and do that in the future. Let me know if you've noticed any difference. It seems that it's very minor. Battery life and everything should be about the same. It's hard to say, as they haven't said. I really have had no issues with battery life on any of the devices. However, with the previous update, we had 133. I noticed that the battery life on the AirPods Max was much better when it was in standby in the case like this. It didn't seem to drain quickly. They seem to have fixed that with the previous update, but battery life should be about the same. We'll have to see over the next few days. Again, let me know your experience in the comments below, and of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.